Alright, here we go, round one. Winning the dice roll's always good in your mana creature deck, and this hand's fine. Gets us to a turn 3 collected company, which is good enough. Already got 3 lands, so I'm going to lead out with the fetch land. Just get the Temple Garden, and go for a Noble Hierarch. We don't need to get the Breeding Pool because we don't play any blue spells in our main deck. Watery Grave. Alright, I suspect this is Death Shadow. So this means we're going to want to fill up our graveyard with lands relatively quickly because we want our Knights of the Reliquary to get outsized. Our opponent's going to be pretty sad that they can't take the Collected Company here, so they're probably just going to take one of the other creatures. Well, they have to take one of the other creatures. I'd probably take the Birds of Paradise here, I think. The chance of us top decking into the combo are quite small. So although we're against Death Shadow, I think I'm still going to attack here and play the Birds of Paradise and Stirring Wildwood. We just want to make sure we don't get Stubborn Denialed. Of course, we could be against Blue-Black or Grixis Control even, but it's probably Death Shadow. It's a good chance one of our creatures gets Fatal Pushed or Dismembered here. Okay, Flooded Strand isn't what you'd normally play in your Grixis deck, purely because you don't tend to play off-color fetch lands, and if you do, they'd be black. Murderous Cut. Okay, so this feels like a control deck to me now, and with the Flooded Strand, it might just be Esper control. So Fairgrounds Warden's not going to see the battlefield this turn. It's just not really any point. We can use it to exile Tasigur or something. Mutavault. Oh, we're playing as fairies. Interesting. Okay. So our opponent's Vendilion clicking us. That's fine. They're probably just going to take the Collected Company, which is fine. Not ideal, obviously, but we'll take it. We drew a Knight of the Reliquary. That's a good draw. That's a very good draw. And I think we're just going to jam the Knight. Our opponent would have to use a Cast Down or a Murderous Cut to kill it, as they didn't play a fetch land. So we're going to have the option of between Fairgrounds Warden and just using Stirring Wildwood, because I suspect our opponent's going to just take the Chord here. Well, it's a pretty weak Chord, only being able to Chord for 2. I think I'm going to use the Fairgrounds Warden. Because if they use a removal spell on the Fairgrounds Warden, it means they're not killing our Knight. And we're just going to get in for 3 here, because I think that's better than activating, because if we activate, we go get, say, a Field of Ruin, we blow up the Mutavault, we put 2 more lands in our graveyard, become a 5/5, and we have 9 on board for next turn, so that doesn't take a turn off the clock, and I don't think we need to kill the Mutavault this turn, so I'm just going to attack for 3. That is another Vendilion Clique. That's pretty bad, actually, because now he can just trade for our knight. Improve his hand if he wants to. Okay, they like their last card. Right. Chord of Calling's good here. I'm just going to Chord of Calling. There's no point attacking because of his Mutavault anyway, so it's not like we're telegraphing a chord. And we're just going to wait to see what our opponent does. Field of Ruin, okay, fair enough. Looks like they're going to activate that on our Wildwood. They're certainly casting something or activating one of their lands. 1, 2, 3. The question is, do we just get another Knight of the Reliquary, or do we get a Tireless Tracker? Do we get an Eternal Witness? Alright, he's decided not to attack. So this is probably getting countered. Alright, so options wise, we're going to be getting a Knight, Eternal Witness, or Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker is good if we draw exactly a land. Eternal Witness is probably just getting back the Knight or the Chord. So I think if we want the Tireless Tracker, getting Eternal Witness is better because we're just going to be getting back the Chord. And then if we draw a land, we can Chord for Tireless Tracker main phase. And if not, we can use the Chord to get Knight of the Reliquary. So we should get more information, get an extra body on the board. So yeah, I think that means we get Eternal Witness. Well, there we go. I mean, I suppose that's sort of punishing. And we're going to attack here with our Witness, because we've still got plenty of Convoking mana up. I think our opponent's definitely thinking about something. It might have just been whether to trade for a Mutavault. Okay, they are going to Field of Ruin us. Nothing we can do about that. Just get planes. We don't have double white. I don't think we'll be casting multiple white spots. I'm just going to get the forest. Yeah, I'm going to Chord now. Well, I could Chord for Shalai, actually, if I wanted to. But I think we'll just go for Chording for 3. And we leave the Fairgrounds Warden untapped to protect us from a Mutavault, and I'm going to get Knighted Reliquary here. Again, if we draw a land, ideally a fetch land, we can call for a Tireless Tracker next turn. Looks like our opponent's flooding out a bit. Okay, so Devoted Druid for 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can attack with Knighted Reliquary, play Devoted Druid, leave up Cord. And even if this gets countered. Oh, he's got a Spellstutter Sprite. That's kind of funny, actually. So I'm going to Cord now for a Duskwatch Recruiter. Because then if our opponent... Oh, our opponent's conceded. Well, I was going to get Duskwatch Recruiter because then it's got a high chance of flipping on my upkeep, and I can activate in response, and then get a cheap creature, and keep going like that. As far as interaction goes, I don't really want Unified Will because our opponent can go wide with Bitter Blossom. Worship could be quite powerful. Scavenging Ooze could be quite powerful. He's probably got Snapcaster. We might want some Path to Exile. Don't think I want to go as far as Rest in Peace, especially with 2 Scavenging Oozes. I'm going to trim down on the combo a bit. Our opponent's relatively fair. And I don't think I want Fairgrounds Warden. It's just a bit vulnerable. So we might cut a Duskwatch Recruiter, but we've got 3 slots. So I'm going to definitely bring in the Scavenging Ooze and the Worships. Path to Exile could be alright, but our opponent's creatures are generally interchangeable. I don't think any individual creature matters enough. Maybe we want Kasali Pridemage to blow up a Bitter Blossom. Cut another Vizier. Just have 1 to be able to Cord for. We're keeping Walking Buster because it's still good at picking off fairies. Shalai's good because it's a bigger flyer and protects all of our creatures from removal and discard. I like all the fair cards. So yeah, I think we can just board out another Vizier. And just bank on playing the fair game. Alright, what have we got here? Pretty slow hand, to be honest. I think I'm going to mulligan it. Just because it doesn't do anything until turn 3. That sounds much better. We'll keep that on the bottom, I think. We don't need it. And again, because we didn't board in any blue cards, we don't need to go and get our breeding pool at all. This is almost certainly getting Fatal Push? No. Okay. So I'd be surprised if our opponent doesn't just jam a Bitter Blossom here then. So otherwise I'm not entirely sure what their hand was doing. Having no 1-drop. No, Collective Brutality makes sense, I suppose. But they're not escalating. How very strange. Okay, well, I'm just going to play out a pair of Noble Hierarchs. See what our opponent thinks of that. Right, see if we get Draw Step clicked. We did not. So I think I'm going to be attacking. I don't think it's worth attacking in case he has a clique. Although yeah, let's just play out scavenger gears, see what happens. Resolved, so I'm just going to pass. There's no point attacking into a creature. I wonder if our opponent's just got a damnation they've been playing towards. But they're passing. Alright, well, I will eat the Noble Hierarch. And might as well eat the Collective Brutality so it doesn't get snapcasted. That's not bad. Well, I'll attack for 5. I think we're just going to jam Worship here. Our opponent has to counter it. Okay. So this probably means they've. I don't know what this means. He hasn't cast any spells yet, except for that Collective Brutality. Inquisition, that's fine. Gives me another thing to eat when the scavenging is. And there's no point in doing it now, so I'm just going to get the Temple Garden tapped. It's possible we're supposed to get the Breeding Pool to make it look like we have counter magic. But I just think that's minor enough that it doesn't really matter. Eat the scavengers and put our opponent down to 8. Wonder if our opponent's just flooded out. Oh, there's the damnation at least. Let's just eat their graveyard. To sort of protect ourselves from a delve threat. We could blow up their Field of Ruin as well now, but I think we're better off keeping ours for a potential delve creature from our opponent. I think there's a good chance this gets spell started. It didn't, okay. I mean, Nice Reliquary is a 5/5, a 4/4. We can make it a 5/5 with our Field of Ruin. Alright, Snapcaster Damnation. Alright. Time to top deck a Collected Company. Alright, I'm going to Field of Ruin the Creeping Tar Pit now, get out of the way. And play Duskwatch Recruiter. This is probably going to get pushed. Jace? Perhaps? Murderous Cut, okay. Put out the bird. the tar pit. Another worship. I think we'll just leave that one in hand. No real point in playing it out. It's not like our opponent's going to be able to get it off the board without Cryptic anyway. And at this point in the game, Cryptic's just going to be good. Well, let's go quarter for their tar pit. Sure. Yep. There's no reason not to blow it up there, really. We're still going to take 3 from this click. And being mistbind did mispound. So we do really want to draw something. That's not really something. I could play out the second worship. Not doing anything in our hand. We've got the ability to Birds of Paradise. Use Birds of Paradise for mana so we can field around any man lands. Another thin now. Oh, are we being... No. So we die to a removal spell here. Yep, that'll do it. So do we want to keep the worships in? And I think Rest in Peace is a consideration now that we've seen Snapcasters and Measures cuts. They potentially have Tasker as well. I'm going to play one Path to Exile, I think. Let's go like that. No, I don't want Rest in Peace. That just seems too aggressive. Like, Scavenger Gears was doing a good job. This one doesn't have any green sources in it, so we have to mulligan there. This one's a bit slow, but it'll do. We don't really care about this because we have to fetch for green on turn 1. Anyway, we don't really. We could just fetch on turn 2, but I don't really want to find a mana source, so I'm going to leave it there. We draw a Hierarch anyway. Okay, well, let's just play plains and just get a forest here. If we draw Duskwatch Recruiter, we can try and go off. Because we have 5 mana to core for 2 for the Vizier. If our opponent plays a Bitter Blossom or something. This is probably a Collective Brutality though. Yeah. Okay, well next time we can call for something. Liliana's quite good. Can't really deny that. We're going to plus discard. When it pluses, we'll discard the Ghost Quarter and then try and attack it with Stirring Wildwood, I think, is our best line. Yep, well, we can't call for 0. Sure. That didn't go well for them. So I'm gonna just do this now. Play around counter spells. Yeah, Knight's not bad. Got Edict Protection in our Vizier here. And we threaten the Liliana quite effectively. Opponent's only got 2 cards, and if they're not going to cast them, they probably don't want to plus Liliana. Which means it's easier for us to take it out. It is weird playing Liliana in a deck with so many flash cards. Oh, he's got Jason Mind Sculptor. Oh, I think our opponents missed a trick there. They could have bounced the Knight of the Reliquary and then forced us to discard it with Liliana. Because now what we can do is we can just attack Jace with our Knight and our Stirring Wildwood and Liliana with our Vizier, and our opponent loses 2 of their 3 threats. So unless our opponent has exactly Fatal Push, in which case they get to keep the Jace. It could be Murderous Cut as well, I suppose, but I think Jace is more threatening than Liliana for sure. Because what this incentivizes our opponent to do is to block the Vizier on Liliana, so at least they keep Liliana. Then they edict away our Knight of the Reliquary next turn, if they want to, by sacking the Liliana. They definitely should have plus Liliana between playing Jace and activating it, though, so that it has the extra loyalty. Well, it looks like our opponent did have the Fatal Push, so they keep Jace. Another Brainstorm. We're just going to attack Jace with both of our creatures. This feels like a cryptic command, though. Yeah. So in response, I'm going to Field of Ruin the Tar Pit. Go and get a forest. And I'll use the Knighted Reliquary. To go and get a Horizon Canopy. And play out both, or at least one of my birds. And then next turn, probably use the current canopy. I'm just playing both. I don't think I can play around a sweeper. I'm just too light on resources. I have the Fatal Push. That's not ideal. Looks like our opponent's pulling ahead here because we couldn't get Jace off the board. It's a shame one of these birds wasn't a Hierarch, so we could pressure the Jace with our Vizier. Although the Mutavault would put a stop to that. Just gonna kill it off, fair enough. I've got Liliana as well. That's not good. So it's a good thing we played both birds, but we are just going to need to draw something good here. That's not really it. Alright, I'll play a Branoc. Threatens the Jace. Especially if we draw a Field of Ruin or Ghost Quarter next turn. To get the Mutavault out of the way. We do lose this cord, but it wasn't doing anything anyway. But this game was very much lost to Jace the Mind Sculptor. And there's no shame in that. Okay, so if we draw a land destruction spell, oh well, we didn't. So we go after Jace here, eat his Mutavault. Not as far behind as I thought, actually. If our opponent bricks off this chase, which is highly unlikely, of course, we're not in the worst of shapes. Alright, opponent's just keeping us off blue mana for all that matters. He doesn't know we don't actually have any blue spells in our deck. Well, this must be good. Not really sure why you do that before playing Jace, unless you're just going to bounce. Yeah, fair enough. Oh my gosh. That was really sloppy from both of us. Our opponent should have bounced first. I should have sacked the Kasali Pride Mage in response to the bounce. Well, can't take it with us. Now our opponent's got an active Bitter Blossom. We have no bird. And this game is going very, very far away from us again. Can't even cast Shalai. So yeah, this game's pretty much over. I think even if we had blown up the Bitter Blossom there, we still wouldn't have been in a good shape. Kalitas, blimey. That's something. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, not the best start, but we're going to rally it back next round. So join me in the next video for round 2.